A lot of energy. Here we go. Welcome to the Peak News. I'm Chaim Goldman, the Watchman. You're listening to us on AM 1460 and FM 101.1. The Answer, part of the Salem Network across Colorado Springs, El Paso County, the Pikes Peak region. Thank you for joining us on Faith and Family Day. We're dealing with a tough topic today, but it's one that just never seems to go away. We might deny that it's here. It's always somewhere else, isn't it? It's never here in our own backyard, but it has been, and it is, and it's undeniable at this point. And of course, I'm talking about anti-Semitism, local anti-Semitism here in the Pikes Peak region. We've had here since the October 7th attacks, 2023, Hamas rallies, pro-Hamas rallies on college campuses. We've seen that. We've had large protests at the Colorado Springs City Council, calling on the City Council to condemn Israel for the war in Gaza. We've seen that. I was there with my children, quite outnumbered as a Jewish American, there with the Palestinian community mixed in with a lot of college students. And now we've had a terror attack here in the state. Of course, we had one in Washington, D.C. a few weeks back with a couple beautiful people, one not even Jewish, but working with the Israeli embassy, gunned down in Washington, D.C. And now up in Boulder, an attack against elderly Jews who were merely having a public meeting to draw attention to the hostage crisis of the hostages still kept in Gaza. Who perpetrated this crime? Well, an Egyptian national, someone who came into the country and then stayed here illegally, was supposedly plotting this for over a year. Couldn't get a gun. We'll talk about that later. But you know what? When people want to cause harm, they can get behind the wheel of a car, or as this person did, make a makeshift flamethrower and some Molotov cocktails. If you want to hurt somebody, in Israel, it's very hard to get a gun, so they stab. If you can't get a decent hunting knife, get a kitchen knife. Anything to kill Jews. Anti-Semitism is the oldest hatred. It's been around from the beginning, but I have to say, and I was watching a video of Barry Weiss, a liberal Jew, formerly of the New York Times, till she got fed up with all the anti-Semitism there, interviewing Jerry Seinfeld, another liberal Jew. I just watched this. And she said, when the Seinfeld show was on, it was really sort of the height of American Judaism in America. And he said, yeah, anti-Semitism was gone. We didn't think it was here. We're just Americans. My family's been here for 125 years. But it's back, and it's back with a vengeance. And we see, someone who hates Jews so much. He says it's not. He said it's not against the Jewish community. It's against Zionists. But we hear that kind of language all the time. He set fire to an 87-year-old Jewish woman. And guess what? Guess where he lived? Off Constitution here in El Paso County, really the Springs, a small unincorporated part of El Paso County, but in the Springs. Tried to buy a gun at Shields. Here. Is anti-Semitism here in America? Absolutely. Is it here in Colorado? Absolutely. Is it here in our dear Pikes Peak region? Absolutely. What are we going to do about it, folks? What are we going to do about it? I have with me Jordan Baldwin from First Amendment Media, our lead investigative journalist, who, like me, is also Jewish. Jordan, thanks for coming on and helping us tell the story today.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Jordan has experienced himself when he's gone out to cover stories, anti-Semitic threats thrown at him, and people have attacked him. We're also going to have on the show Jeremy Jacobs of Stories of Anti-Semitism, a friend of the show who keeps track of anti-Semitism here in our region. And we're going to be challenging you, whoever you are and in whatever capacity, to not remain silent and to take action, because all that has to happen for evil to prevail is for good men and women to do nothing. And I'll just, representing the Jewish community in our 3,500, 4,000 year history, when we need you the most, you go silent, and the Jewish community is left alone. And we even saw it back on October 7th. Pastors may have mentioned it briefly, politicians may have mentioned it briefly, but what substantially is being done? We can't end this problem unless people's hearts and minds are changed. I'm Chaim Goldman, the Watchman. We're talking about local anti-Semitism here in the Pikes Peak region. You're listening to The Peak, where we say the quiet stuff out loud, and we're doing it again today. We'll be right back.
That was good. That was good. But you're right, the changing hearts and minds.
Listen to this.